And good morning and welcome to the K-Files. If you're just tuning in, I've got a co-host with me here. We used to work together for years. My former sergeant on the Highway Patrol, Tim Askew. Tim, good morning.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
Good, good. I know we had talked a week or two ago with Sandra. Your father-in-law is the former sheriff of Nash County, Dick Jenkins.
Yes, sir.
Bring us up to date. How is he?
He went through some medical issues. We were at Duke for a while. We just asked for continued prayers for him. He's recovering well at home right now, and we'll be headed back to the doctor next week to get a few more details, but just ask for continued prayers for him.
But he is home.
Yes, sir. He is home now.
That's good. You know,
yes, sir.
Sheriff Jenkins retired from the Highway Patrol. He was the sheriff here in Nash County. I'm gonna guess about 10 years, something
About,
like
yeah,
that.
it's just over 10, I think. Yes, sir.
Fine man, good person, loves to sing.
Yep, him and his brothers. Yes, sir.
Loves to sing gospel music.
Yes, sir.
He taught me in BLET years ago. Just a very good Christian, hard-working law enforcement officer, fair to all.
Yes, sir.
And he will continue to be in our prayers.
Thank you.
Anyway, we've been thinking about him. So how's everything with you?
Everything's going well. We got him home. That was the main thing, and we were up there for a while. So it's nice to be back home and being able to go over there and see him, and him being at his own house where he's a whole lot more comfortable now.
Are you still working in Nashville?
A little bit here, a little bit there. Haven't been able to because of what we've been doing with my wife's dad, but everything's going good there as well. They're promoting, trying to get more people in, working on getting salaries up, and great place to work though.
Have they made a decision on replacing the chief?
No, sir, not as of yet.
Anybody acting chief, or who's kind of running the show?
Deputy Chief David Boykin right now is running the show right now, and they're still in the process of how they want to handle that.
Any crimes going on? Any high profile? Anything happened recently?
No, I talked to him the other day, and right now everything is pretty quiet, so that's a good thing.
Good,
Yep.
good.
Really good.
I saw on Facebook where y'all are offering to send people to BLET now.
They're in the process of getting that completed, yes, sir.
Okay, have you had any applicants or many applicants?
I think there's one in the process that they were talking about was hopefully going to do that, where they were going to pay for the BLET and take her through.
You know, a lot of agencies, when I got hired once upon a time, almost 30 years ago,
Amen.
few agencies would hire you and send you to BLET. And now it's pretty much the norm, including the Highway Patrol, beginning January 1st of this year.
Oh, yeah.
The North Carolina State Highway Patrol will hire you per se and sponsor you and send you to a law enforcement BLET program near your home.
That's correct.
You'll go through BLET like at Nash Tech or Wilson Tech or Edgecombe. You'll live at home. You'll finish up BLET, and then you will report to the Highway Patrol at a future date, and you'll go through an abbreviated Highway Patrol school and continue to get paid.
For what they're training, yes, sir, from day one.
You know, Nash County Sheriff's Office does it. Nashville's doing it. Rocky Mount's doing it. People are hurting for good, qualified, ethical law enforcement officers.
That's correct.
I saw where the Highway Patrol is looking at going to top trooper pay of $105,000 a year with a high school education July of this year, and they still have almost 400 openings. That's crazy. And that's just politics has come in and played a role in discouraging people to go into law enforcement, and taxpayers are going to have to foot the bill for it. There's fewer and fewer and fewer people wanting to go into law enforcement because they don't see the support system for them
like it
should
was
they need to make a split-second decision, and it's sad. It's bad.
It is sad. Because the way morals and standards are now compared to when we were in it,
Yeah.
It's totally different.
Well, you know, Highway Patrol's got 1,800 to 2,000 positions. And, you know, when you stop and think, man, there's 400 vacancies on the Highway Patrol. That's significant.
That puts a lot of extra work on the guys out there on the road.
Sheriff Keystone came to a meet and greet down in Middlesex Friday night, and he got up and spoke. And this is something, you know, people need to realize. He's sitting at about 30 vacancies at the Nash County Sheriff's Office.
I did not realize they were that low.
30 people. That's
a
and you
hit.
know, there's a lot of games going on between him and the county commission. A lot of finger pointing. He's having a hard time to recruit, retain, train, and keep people. That's significant when you pick the phone up and you call 911 and you need help.
Huge.
Yeah. Same thing with EMS, Nash County EMS. Look, Johnston County just announced this past week that they are raising significantly their EMS pay. They're paying their entry-level people at EMS what our most senior people are getting paid. Okay, we're fixing to lose more people at Nash County EMS to Johnston County.
Without a doubt.
Look at how many we've lost from EMS to Franklin County, Edgecombe County.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody around Nash County is paying significantly higher rates. And you can't blame the law enforcement or the EMS personnel that's leaving Nash County. You know, back when we were just getting into law enforcement, everybody pretty much made within $1,000, $2,000 of each other. So the working conditions, the environment's what kept you in place.
Oh, yeah.
When you go to talking $10,000, $15,000 a year pay difference, you're going to leave your job. You're going to seek other opportunities. You're going to find somewhere else to go to work.
You're right, but most people don't really get in it for the money to begin
That's
with.
right.
But you've got to make a living the way that the interest rates of everything's gone up. Your groceries have gone up. You got to do what you got to do.
Yeah. You know, you go to talking $15,000, $20,000
That's
a year,
huge.
people are going to look at finding somewhere else to go to work.
No doubt.
They sure
Without a
are.
doubt.
They sure are. Well, look, talked to you the other day. You said you're staying up on your golf game.
A little bit.
Who did you go play with?
Went with my son, my youngest son, and Fred DeMuth.
Oh, Fred.
Oh, Fred DeMuth, one of our co-workers from
Yeah,
the past.
he's a good guy. I hadn't seen him in a while. That's
Had a good old day.
BG's cousin.
Yep.
BG was killed here in Nash County. He was a trooper killed here in Nash County, what, 10, 15 years ago? Has it been that long?
Going on, yeah, close to 15 years.
Yeah. BG was a good guy. He
Very
was a
good.
trooper killed over on US 64 just outside of Springhope.
Mm-hmm.
Bad situation. Got a few cases we want to talk about. And folks, if you're not familiar, if you're just tuning in for the first time, Team Cold Case and the K-Files, we stay on top of cold cases from Nash, Edgecombe, and Wilson County. We address cold cases, share them with you in the hopes that somebody's watching and they know something and they'll come forward and share it in the hopes of solving a case. A Team Cold Case will pay up to $15,000 for a tip, and a lot of these cases in these books, the governor's office has award money, families have money set aside. So some of these cases in these books, you can, the right tip could put $15,000, $20,000, $30,000, $50,000 in your pocket. So make sure you tune in at every opportunity, listen to these cold cases, missing people, share a tip anonymously. And let's see if we can bring some closure to these families and most importantly, get these bad guys off the street. The first case we're going to talk about today, Tim, is from 9/12/2011. 9/12/2011. Jermaine Latre Flowers. Again, this case is from September 12th, 2011. Flowers was killed in a shooting at 737 Sunset Avenue in Rocky Mount, North Carolina, around 11:30 p.m. Jermaine was in the home, which was occupied by 15 other people at the time. One other person was injured in the shooting. Per the police report, 13 rounds were fired into that home. Several bullet holes were found in the walls. An unknown male, 5'8" and 5'10", wearing a tall shirt, blue, dark pants, seen running from the area toward Western Avenue. Again, an unknown male, somewhere between 5'8", 5'10", wearing a blue shirt, dark pants, seen running from the area toward Western Avenue. You know, what always gets me is a lot of times you have crowds of people that witness a crime like this that are hesitant to come forward and share information on what they witnessed, whether it be, suspect vehicle. They did pretty good here with this description.
Oh, yeah.
Somebody provided, a pretty detailed description of who was seen running from the area, but it almost sounds like a targeted shooting.
Yeah, that's
per
exactly
se.
what it sounds like.
But again, 5'8" to 5'10", wearing a blue shirt, dark pants, seen running from the area towards Western Avenue. So folks, if you know anything about the shooting of Jermaine Latre Flowers, September 12th, 2011, 737 Sunset Avenue in Rocky Mount around 11:30 p.m., please pick up the phone, call Rocky Mount PD, or text a tip, Twin County Crime Stoppers, something. Share what you know and see if we can bring some closure and some justice for this family. Next is the case of Bessie Marie Vinson. Bessie Marie Vinson. This case is from September 24th, 2011. At 11 a.m., officers responded to 913 College Circle North, Apartment B in Wilson, for a welfare check on Bessie after a friend had not seen her in several days. The friend and landlord entered the residence. When they opened the door of the bedroom, they found Vinson deceased on the bed, and she was killed by strangulation. A lot of these cases in this book, just like this one, has very limited information. Some because law enforcement want to kind of, guard what information leaks to the public.
Absolutely.
And sometimes it's just the case itself just has limited information from witnesses or the lack thereof. So again, Bessie Marie Vinson, September 24th, 2011, found strangled by her landlord and a friend inside her bedroom, killed by strangulation. Folks, and we've talked about this, me and Sandra have talked about this, it's my personal belief that a lot of these cases, a lot of perpetrators of these crimes, I would dare say, are the same people.
Oh, yeah.
I believe that. So every time a crime occurs in your neighborhood or in your community, the quicker that person can get apprehended and get off the streets and be held accountable for their actions, the safer your community is going to be.
Yeah, exactly.
I was talking to some guys this past week, and they were bragging about the new DA. They were like, man, the new DA, I can't never pronounce his name. Marseegly.
Yeah, Marseegly.
Marseegly.
Yeah, Marseegly. I think that's correct.
That he ain't no joke.
No.
That he will
I've
lock
heard
you
good
up.
things.
He ain't playing games. He's not about cutting deals.
That's right.
You can perpetrate this stuff if you want to, but there's a new sheriff in town at the DA's office. Well, look, we've got some bills we've got to pay. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back. And welcome back. Alan Chester, TV commercial.
Yeah.
Just come on.
Yeah.
Did you see me in it?
Yeah, I did.
Let me tell you
that one.
something. Alan Chester is a very good personal friend of mine, in full disclosure. Former law enforcement officer, Raleigh PD guy. Great guy.
Yes, he is.
Probably, undoubtedly, the best NC rep that we've ever had, okay?
What he
And
does
folks,
is, yep.
if you don't know what he's doing for Nash County, you need to educate yourself. And I don't want to sound like a commercial, but he is a great guy. He is all about addressing the needs of Nash County. He's done a lot for EMS, emergency funding. He's done a lot for the Viper system with the county.
Yep.
I think he got roughly $55 million across the board for Nash County. Very pro public safety. He is a good guy, and I'm proud to call him a very good dear friend.
Very down to earth fellow.
Alan Chester. Remember to vote for him for NC House. He's up for re-election in the primary. Good guy, very pro law enforcement. Alan Chester. But getting back, talking to some of these cases, during the break we were talking about how, unfortunately, some of them have very limited information. And it is what it is. Sandra has tried to address some of these cases with some of the local law enforcement that have short narratives. And unfortunately, it's by design. If we talk about a case and there's very limited information, there's a reason behind it. Either limited information was provided to law enforcement, or again, for whatever reason, they're trying to keep that limited information in the public. All right, let's pick up where we left off. Let's go over and talk about Emmanuel Robert Gent. This case is from May 21, 2012. Emmanuel, who was 26, was killed outside of a friend's home at 1414 Branch Street in Rocky Mount, North Carolina, around 10 p.m. EMS arrived and pronounced Gent dead on the scene. The friend advised that two men, one wearing a red bandana over his face, a white t-shirt, and black pants, and another male wearing all black, approached them in an attempted robbery. They were both seen leaving the area on foot. Again, Emmanuel Robert Gent, 26, killed outside of a friend's home, 1414 Branch Street. Branch Street, that's going to be over off of the Edgecombe County side.
Cross Raleigh Road, going across the bridge, like going to Fire Station number 1, first road on your right as soon as you cross the bridge. That was one of the
For
old
some
areas I used
reason,
to work back in the day.
I was thinking it was Cokie Road area, Old Wilson Road, train tracks.
It runs in further down Branch Street. We'll run in back that way.
Okay. All right, gotcha. So it was,
A few turns here and there, but yeah,
okay, so at 10 o'clock p.m.,
just across the track.
5/21/2012, folks, if you know anything about Emmanuel Robert Gent case, Rocky Mount would love to hear from you. You can get paid up to $15,000 anonymously. And the way this thing works, you text a tip, you provide a tip to law enforcement, they will get you cash, not upon conviction, upon the evaluation of the tip itself. They'll put a dollar value on the information that you're sharing, and they will get you cash. So if you know anything about this case, or any case that's in this book, or any case that's not necessarily in this book, please be prepared to share that with law enforcement and get paid and bring some closure and some justice to a family. This next case is a Wilson case. Ladarius Vontae Sutton. This case is from June 7th, 2012. Officers responded to 407B Roundtree Street West in Wilson in reference to shots fired. Upon arrival, Ladarius Sutton was located and suffering from a gunshot wound. Sutton was transported to Wilson Medical Center for treatment, where he was later pronounced deceased. Ladarius Vontae Sutton, June 12th, 2012, 407B Roundtree Street in Wilson. You know, what's sad is we've reached out to, we've tried and tried and tried to get Wilson County Sheriff's Office to participate in the show, to come on occasionally and just talk about some cold cases, but for whatever reason they never find their way over here to inform the public and help with some of these. But you know, we'll just keep doing what we do.
Where's that?
Stanley Thomas. This case is from December 19th, 2012. Around 8:30 p.m., Stanley Thomas, 24, who was from Halifax County, was on the 1500 block of Tadlock Avenue in Rocky Mount when he was shot and killed. Now, I'm not familiar with Tadlock. I don't even know where, I can't even envision where Tadlock would be. Do you?
Yeah, and I can't place it.
Tadlock.
Been that long.
So anyway, this happened at 1500 block, Tadlock Avenue, Rocky Mount. Stanley Thomas, 24, shot and killed, visiting from Halifax County. Again, if you know anything, it's a Rocky Mount case. Reach out to Rocky Mount Police Department, text a tip, what have you. Share the information you know, get paid up to $15,000. This next case is a Rocky Mount case. Richard William Joyner. December 28th, 2012, around 9:15 p.m., Rocky Mount Police were called to 346 Paul Street in Rocky Mount regarding a person who was found shot inside a residence. Richard William Joyner, 68, was found by his nephew and a female in the den area in the rear of his residence. He had been shot and died as a result of his injuries. Richard William Joyner, December 28, 2012, 9:15 p.m. You know, every time it seems like I get on Facebook, Fighting Crime has a story about a shooting in Rocky Mount. Just about on a daily basis.
Raleigh's the same way.
Yeah.
Durham's the same way.
You know, what's your thoughts on that? Do you think it's the gun? Do you think it's a gun issue? I don't. I do not.
I've never seen a gun get up off the table by itself, point it, and fire.
Yeah. I got a house
not
full
a gun
of
issue.
them.
It's not a gun
I think it's a society issue.
It's exactly what it is.
I think it's an issue where people are not being held accountable for their actions. And this might sound cold and mean. This problem can be solved.
Mm-hmm.
And it's, you know, and it starts when, you know, these people are children.
Mm-hmm.
Love them. Give them love, give them time, give them attention, give them discipline.
Discipline. Exactly.
You can't wait until they're 10, you can't wait until they're 12,
That's
you
right.
can't wait until they're 18. You got to hold them accountable for their actions from the time they're able to walk.
Yes, sir.
One thing my children have had is love and discipline.
Mine too.
I was given love and discipline as a child. I remember one time telling my mama, you know, look, I'll call the police. My mom said, he handed me the phone. She said, call them. Call them. She said, because now when they leave, I'm going to get you again. And I thought, you know what, that's probably not smart.
No.
But
That's just there we grew up in, though.
it is.
It is.
It is. I was afraid of my mom and
I
daddy.
tell you what, I'm blessed to be that we had grown up in that era.
Yeah.
Looking back now, I mean, even my dad was retired highway patrol, well, he is now, but he was patrol then. But
Could
you
your
know,
dad?
you look like it was hard growing up, like you were so nitpick, but then you get 30 years old and you look back and go, thank you for every whooping I had.
Yeah.
because it puts you into perspective of how to treat people, use your manners. You know, like he always told me, he said, man, you may not be able to do that well in school. You do the best you can do, but you keep your mouth shut, sit there at that desk, and use your manners.
Could your parents talk to you through their eyes?
Oh, buddy.
my
daddy was worse than my dad. My daddy. Yeah.
Would sight across the room, and I was,
Dude.
you know.
It was, my dad could look across the room, and we didn't touch people's, back in them days, you didn't go to somebody else's house and start touching stuff on their tables. Because all it took was a corner look out the corner, and you were done, because you knew if you didn't quit what was coming.
That's right, yeah. My
But I
mama
appreciate
could talk
it.
to
I
me,
really do.
I mean, with just sight.
Jack, no, buddy, you didn't have the most
And
non-verbal.
I could gauge it. I was like, okay, that's a warning.
Yeah, you can
Okay,
gauge it.
when I get
No,
home,
I know
oh my
what's
God,
gonna
I
happen.
know what I'm getting. Okay, and it's all from a look, man.
All from one look. You're right. You could gauge the look depending on if it was like this or if it cut them eyes low. You knew you had it when you got home, bro.
And God forbid she called my middle name.
Oh, amen.
Yeah, if the middle name come out, it was
You ain't lying.
going south.
Mine went from Timothy Ray to Timmy Ray, and if it done like that, buddy, I was like, whoa, hold on here a minute.
Mama called me James, and if you heard James Patrick, yeah,
You knew that something was coming.
you knew it was business.
But you know, we look back and deserved every one of them.
Yeah.
But look what it made today that we passed on to our kids, and you know, before.
And that's what I say, man. It's societal.
It is. It's very societal.
It's discipline. That's what I think, anyway. But these people who perpetrate this stuff in our community, they need discipline. They need to be held accountable.
Oh, absolutely.
And you know, like I was going to say, I mean, it sounds bad, but they need incarceration. They need to be locked up. They need to be put behind bars for a period of time. And
I agree with you.
You know,
100%.
it is to keep our community safe and to keep you and your loved one out of a book like this.
Oh yeah, because if they've done it once,
Yeah.
what they say won't do it twice.
Yeah. But we're going to take a break, and we'll be right back right after this. And welcome back. We were just talking about the NRA banquet coming up. It's, I believe it's February 22nd,
Yes, sir.
6 o'clock at the Nash Community College. Folks, if you've never been, it's a great time. It's great food. It's a great. I look forward to going every year. We usually get a table.
Yeah,
A bunch of us see a lot of people.
a lot of people.
Silent auction. Numerous door prizes. They give away numerous handguns, rifles, shotguns, a lot of nice gifts. If you've never been, if you'll call or text me, 919-369-0311, we'll get you some tickets. 919-369-0311, February 22nd, 6 o'clock, the auditorium at Nash Community College. Great time. We'd love to have you. But money raised goes to fund programs for like 4-H, FFA, gun safety classes,
yes.
in public schools here in Nash County. Your money stays local, but come out, have a good meal, fellowship, and you know, we'd love to have you. Let's talk about another case or two before the show ends, and let's see what we can do. This next case is Isaac Jr. Johnson. Isaac Jr. Johnson. This case is from May 15th, 2013. Officers responded to the 300 block of Maury Street in Wilson after a person had been reported seeing another person lying in the street and not breathing. Upon arrival, officers located Isaac Jr. Johnson, who had been assaulted. Johnson was taken to the hospital for treatment and later died from complications associated with the assault. So, Isaac Jr. Johnson, May 15th, 2013, was basically found in the street who had been beat. and left for dead at the 300 block of Maury Street in Wilson, North Carolina. Very limited information. This is a Wilson PD case. Maury Street is there downtown Wilson. Folks, if you know anything about it, it doesn't matter. You can report it to Wilson Police. You can text a tip to Rocky Mount PD. You can report it to Twin Counties. You can report it to anybody. We will see that that information gets to Wilson, and we will see that you get compensated for the information that you share. It'll be evaluated by law enforcement, and we will get you up to $15,000 for the news tip that you share with law enforcement. Again, so if you know anything about this Isaac Jr. Johnson case, please reach out to us and let's put some money in your hand and bring some justice and closure to this family. This next case is a Rocky Mount case. Brian Tariq Freeman. Brian Tariq Freeman. This case is from 1/18/2014, January 18th, 2014. Brian Freeman, who was 15 years old at the time, was killed while walking to a friend's house at the 700 block of Highland Avenue in Rocky Mount, North Carolina, around midnight. When Rocky Mount police arrived, they found Brian laying in a yard at the corner of Highland and Woodland Avenue. EMS was on the scene and advised that he had passed away. A 14-year-old juvenile who was with Brian stated that a brown or tan Toyota Camry drove by them and the occupant just started firing shots from the vehicle. Now, that is several things. Number one, it's terrible that this happened.
15-year-old, yeah.
But you know, this is children, 14, 15 years old. I don't care if they were targeted. I don't care if it's anonymous. I don't care. That's pure. That's evil violence.
Bet you money that the shooter was probably in the same age or close there to it.
You know, killed while walking to a friend's house, gunned down, drive-by shooting,
At 15
700 block of Highland and Woodland Avenue in Rocky Mount. You know, folks, if you know anything about this case,
Somebody knows something about that.
You know, it's people like this, when they're not held accountable for their actions, they get more emboldened, they get more brazen, they get this untouchable, you know, sensation about themselves. They think they're above the law.
You can't be caught.
These people, they need to be off the street, man. You know,
75, and I'm guesstimating, 75% of these cases right here, somebody knows something about.
Yeah.
75% of the people out there know something about this.
and a
But
lot
won't
of
say
times,
nothing.
well, a lot of times I think it's twofold. Number one, a lot of times with cases like this, people are either genuinely afraid, or they
No,
think,
don't
you know
care.
what I know, law enforcement already know it. They probably already know what I want to tell them or share with them. They probably
Or they
already
don't
know
care.
it. You know what? You might think that the information that you have about any case is small and insignificant, when really and truly, law enforcement could be waiting. They could be needing that one small piece of information that you honestly think is insignificant to break a case wide open. And a lot of times it's like a domino effect. You might break one case and it leads
to
to
another.
breaking and solving another and another and another. Please, folks, if you know something or think you know something about a case in this book or not, please share that information. Pick the phone up, call 252-406-6736, text a tip, call Twin County, whatever.
put yourself in the victim's family shoes. If this was your family, you'd want to know.
Yeah.
And you may know something about one of these cases to help this family out.
That's right. That's right.
That's what it's about.
Well, Tim, thank you for, as always, thank you for coming on.
Absolutely. Thank you, sir.
We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Folks, thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next week. Make it a good day, and everybody be safe. We'll see you next week.
Take care.